Hey, welcome back to an episode of Instant Ramen Podcast. I'm your host, Juan, and as always, my co-host here with me. Hey, Trip.
Hey, Trip. Hey, Quan.
Damn, you are rusty.
You know, we were talking about it, and I was going to joke, but man, I am rusty.
Rusty. How you been?
I'm great. Hey, I don't want to talk to you about that right now. What I want to talk to you about is how cool it is that we're doing a giveaway this week. Okay. We're doing a giveaway for some Pokemon shit. We did a little collaboration thing with Flying Toast Beads on Etsy. So if you would like a chance to win
these free things,
yeah, all this free Pokemon shit, we have an Eevee Perler Bead Shadow Box little art piece. It's really cool. We also have an Eeveelution water bottle, and it's kind of like a psychedelic, funky looking rad tad jazz thing. Anyways, you can see it on our Instagram and Twitter and all that good shit. Mm-hmm. And then we are also giving away 3 of the packs of the little Pokemon collectible cards that they gave you at the beginning of Detective Pikachu. So we have 3 unopened packs. So you could give it to a couple of your best homies and you can all battle it out with the no energy and all of that shit.
You don't know how bad I wanted to open those Pokemon cards. I'd never opened Pokemon cards before. And I just really wanted to, but Sierra's like, nope, they're for the giveaway. And I was like, fine, I said. But yeah, you might get yourself a Mewtwo. I mean, I doubt it, but you might. Who knows?
So, hey, check it out. The giveaway starts today and it ends next week, a week from today, May 29th. So go ahead and hop on Instagram, like the post, and follow it, us on Instagram. And then you can enter on Twitter by liking and following us on Twitter. And then on Facebook, you could like our Facebook page and like the post. So for this whole deal, essentially, just go down in the links below and you could access the Etsy page and you could access all of our stuff. Anyways, we'll be homies. It'll be chill.
Yeah, and every time you do one of those things, you get another entry, right? So
yeah, like
it on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, whatever, all the different places.
You get a bunch of entries, and then we pull from a huge ass box of names that Sierra very carefully cut out.
She has she does this like a spreadsheet. Yeah, everybody gets the right amount of votes in or ballots, and then we will draw it, and we'll just have to. Hopefully you're of age, because we've had people who are minors before and their parents don't let them give out their address, which is fine. Totally understandable.
We'll talk it out. We'll make it work. We'll pull another winner if we have to. And we'll give some shout outs to the homie that couldn't get the dope shit.
Again, check it out. It's pretty cool.
Speaking of pretty cool stuff, later we're going to do another giveaway in the episode, but we'll get to that soon. Just, whoa, giveaways. What the hell? You guys, it's happy graduation is what I'm trying to say. Juan did that. Hey, how was it? How are you? I was gone.
It was great. I graduated this past Saturday after several years of college. I honestly don't know how long it was.
Yeah, no,
4 or 5, maybe 7. I couldn't tell you.
Me either.
But it was really nice. It was a really long Saturday. My parents were there. You know, my sister, my brother, their significant other. Sierra, my sister's significant other.
Brothers. Okay.
Yeah, my nephew Sierra was there. It was really cool. People were really worried because it was kind of rainy here for some reason, and they're like, "What's gonna happen with graduation? Is it gonna get canceled?" And luckily, luckily we were able to not cancel it. It was really cold, really windy. Really, it was totally worth it though. I'm super glad.
Awesome.
So I finished all my finals, obviously, right?
Okay.
And I'm so like just done, right? That's how I feel. I feel like I'm fucking. This huge weight has been lifted.
Yeah.
Off of me. I don't have to worry about attendance or assignments or blog posts or critiquing or fuck all that shit.
Hey, you know what? Neither did the characters in the movie that we're reviewing today, which is Motherfuckers.
Very true.
MFKZ.
Yeah.
So we're going to be going over that in a bit. They were not very college-y at Motherfuckers.
I'm glad we slipped that in.
Thank you. It had to be natural.
Yeah, it was really natural. Anyways, so yes, graduation was great. Had a good time. After graduation, Sierra and I went to a friend's graduation kind of party thing, and his parents were there. This is Kyle's mom and dad were there.
Mom.
And Kyle's mom, we've talked about in the past. She huge into anime. Super cool chick. Kyle's dad's also a cool guy, but he's more like a man's man. He's like, got my beard and my grill. That's all I need, you know, kind of dude with the big old shirt that has like a bulldog on it, you know?
He's like a kick-ass stereotype.
Exactly.
Okay.
Really sweet people though. And it was super cool hanging out with them and get to know them. And we went out drinking after that, and we closed out the bar 2 a.m, spent a bunch of money. It was great. Everybody the next day kind of checked in and talked about how shitty or how their night went or whatever. And by far, I think Kyle had the worst time. He puked all morning.
Oh, no.
And then he just laid in the shower for an hour.
Oh my god!
With the water running on him, and eventually felt a little bit better. And then the next day, which was Monday, right? He hurt because his muscles were sore from puking so hard, which is great. Which is great. That's just,
is that great?
Oh yeah,
I could not. Oh man,
it's the best.
I couldn't
man.
imagine losing control of myself so much that I just make myself hurt from how much bad things I was ingesting.
I've gotten sore from puking too hard in the past, so I know how he feels. Not as bad as he did apparently, but I have my throat or my neck, just that motion of clenching up.
Yeah,
it really hurts.
That doesn't sound fun.
But I felt pretty good Sunday. I mean, I had a little tummy issues in the morning, took care of that, and then I ran into you wearing Sierra's robe, and I was just like, yeah, because I couldn't fucking get to my robe. It was blocked by a bunch of crap, and I was like, hey man, what's up? And you were playing Cuphead, and I was like, all right man, so I see you. I'm gonna go back to sleep, and I just stayed in the Sierra's room till noon.
Yeah, I had no idea that you guys were actually out that night because I got home from my vacation and then I was putting everything away. It was a little bit past 8, and I'm like, all right, well it's 9. I'm gonna go to bed.
Yeah, no one came out to say anything. You're like, I'm home. You're just waiting there.
Your car was home, and then Sierra's was too. And I'm like, oh, maybe they're in sleep already. I don't know. Could have been a long graduation day.
It was a really long day.
Yeah, but I didn't realize that it was going on at that time.
And then after I emerged from the room, obviously feeling a little more rested, we hung out. We watched Game of Thrones, the finale, right? Mm-hmm. Which was interesting. We had a good time. I had a good time making jokes.
Honestly, I liked the episode. I just wish that we got there a different way.
Yeah, I feel it.
There were some stupid lines, but whatever, man.
Yeah, it is what it is, right? It's over. It's over. That's all that matters, right? It's done with. It's no longer a part of our lives until the prequels come out or whatever.
Yeah, which there's 4 or 5, I think.
I think at one point they were slated to have 8 of them, and I think it's been cut down to either like 4 of them. Robert's Rebellion.
Yeah, he said that he's going to do stuff 100 years before the show takes place and 5,000 years before the show takes place.
What, really?
Yeah.
Wow. That's wild.
Yeah.
Anyways, that was that's what I've been up to. Oh, should I mention the giveaway thing now?
I want you to talk about the things that you want to talk about.
Okay. What do I want to talk about? Okay, yeah. So this is another cool thing that happened over this past week that you were gone. So I haven't been able to talk about. I've been able to talk about the fact that I've been working on a video game.
Yeah,
this semester, as my game production class as an animator. So we finished the game. It's done. It was done, and then but we weren't able to tell anybody what we were planning on doing with the game. We decided to sell it. Right? So we sold it to the guy who's he's our instructor. He's the head of the gaming department. He has his own production company, I think you'd call it, or game studio.
Yeah.
Mutant Studios here in town. And he offered to buy it from us. And it's super cool because, when we finish these games, usually what we do is we just put them online for free at itch.io or whatever. Mm-hmm. And you just play a game for free and that's all there is to it. And it's not that helpful because if you tell a future employer, they go, oh, what have you done in the past? You can say, oh, I've made this game. And they go, where did you publish it? And you go, oh, I just gave it away for free.
Yeah.
And they go, okay, cool, whatever. Everybody's done that, right? What's harder to do is actually publish a game and put it on something reputable like Steam, right? Which,
yeah.
I mean, a lot of people do it, but it's still not an easy thing or an easy feat for somebody like a student to do, right? So this guy helped us out and he bought the game from us and he's publishing it under his studio.
Yeah.
Which is super cool. And we all got paid a fair sum, I will say.
Okay.
$1 million. No, we got paid all right. We signed contracts. It's this whole deal. The coolest thing is that, it is now live on Steam, right?
Uh-huh.
It's got a really cool trailer and really cool backdrop and looks really, really slick. Honestly, I was seeing it, I was like, this looks like a pretty nice.
So it's live now?
It's live, live to the fact that when you put something up to Steam, you have to first say, hey, I want to put this game on there. And then Steam looks at it and go, okay, we'll check it out, right? And then they go, cool, you've been okay. And then they put your page is now live. Mm-hmm. And then they go, cool, when is your launch date? And we go, this day. And they go, okay, cool. And then within that time, we have to send them the game or whatever, and they have to run it through a bunch of shit, and they'd be like, cool, okay, cool, you can play it or whatever. So it's the page is live. The game isn't live yet. But something that we are going to do is that we were told, somebody jokingly said, hey, when can I buy my game, right?
Yeah.
And the guy was like, what do you mean, when can you buy your games? You guys made it. Obviously, you guys get free keys, right, to download it for free. And people are like, oh, it's super cool. And he goes, honestly, I actually get a bunch of keys when I do this, because they have to asked for some reason. Like they had to hit Steam and say, hey, I want this many amount of keys. And he said, when we do get the keys, hit me up and I can give you guys some so you guys can give them to your friends and family and stuff like that. And I was like, cool, fuck that. I'm going to give them away on the podcast. So I think I'm going to get 5 keys. And the way this is going to work is because there's no real way to like, the game isn't, we said, like, the game isn't actually live. So you can't actually like comment on it or say you like it or dislike it, God forbid. So the only thing you can do right now is wish list it, right? So the way you're going to get into this giveaway for a free game, by the way, that I got to work on, is all you got to do is go to your Steam account, wish list it, take a screenshot, and then email us that photo. Simple as that. It's going to be up until the day of the game. I think right before the game launches, we'll give away the thing. I don't know the exact date yet. We'll work on that. But we will link the Steam page thing on this week's description of the episode, just like
we're going to have so many fucking links. It's going to be great, you guys.
But yeah, so this should be cool. I mean, if you obviously do this if you like video games, if you want to play a game, if you want to see what I've been working on all semester. I made some of the animations.
So what's the game?
Oh, the game's called Nighty Night.
Yeah, but what is it?
It's a dungeon crawler, right?
Okay.
So essentially you're
a side scroller or top down.
It's top down. It's top down. Okay. And it's 3D. It's top down 3D. I don't know. I'm like the worst guy to describe games, right?
That's why I want. Well, I don't want to get your game. It's called Nighty Night. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah. So
tell me about it. Sell me.
I mean, I don't need to sell you. I made a fucking trailer. Go look at the trailer. It's on the page. Anyway,
that's true.
You're a knight who goes through a dungeon and you fight ghosts. And yeah, that's what it is. And I think it's fun. I think it's kind of hard actually. When they made me play test it a lot because I'm not really what we call a gamer, right? But I'm not incompetent when it comes to video games. So there's like, here, try it. I'm essentially like the layman. I'm just like, hey, you're the most basic guy here. Try the game. And so I'd play it and then they'd be like, cool. And they like would take notes and be like, yeah, okay, cool. That could be harder. Or this could be too, like stuff like that. But these fucking gamers, we got people who do level design and fucking the programmers, they're out there just destroying the game and being like, yep, it's too easy. It's too easy, and I'm playing this shit. I'm like, oh my fucking God, how did you get past that? Or they made a hard mode. They made me play the hard mode for the boss, like through the bosses. I couldn't get past the second boss. He was too hard. And then Josh, who was the lead, he said, hey, did you get to play the third or fourth one? We want to see how his hard, because he's like, we wanted you to test how hard. He's like, I couldn't get past the second. He goes, well, why didn't you skip it and just go to like the second? They're like, I don't know how to fucking do that. And so he's like, oh, you're so dumb. I was like, yeah, I don't know how to make these games. I animate them and then I play them when you guys tell me to play them.
So what kind of attack style is it?
Well, you have a sword. You use the like a controller, right?
So it's an action.
Yeah, it's an action.
Okay.
Thank you so much. It is on the page. It literally says action game. Like I'm like, I wonder why it's an action. I'm glad I instantly told you it's a sword and you're like, oh, action game.
Yeah.
Yes, it is an action game.
You're not like doing any weird lining up of stuff. You don't have to use spells or anything.
No, you have like one power attack.
Okay.
You get like a flame strike or whatever. Yeah, but it's like a really simple game. It's a game that we were able to produce within a semester, which is about 3 months, right? The game was made last semester with the 4-man team in a class that's lower than the class I was currently in, like a 300 level class. And the teachers saw the game and they said, hey man, this is really good. We should give it another semester of polish, right? So then this semester, the game got chosen and then they got a new lead because the previous lead graduated and he got a new team of 13 people. And then all of us together just continued and built off the game. So the game has been 6 months of work, 3 months of like a full team, and then like 3 months of like the bare bones of the team, right? And so like we're really proud of it. We did the best we could, and it's done, it's complete. And so if you would like to play it, like to see the animations that are in it that I got to make, and you don't mind wishlisting it and maybe getting a free copy of it, fucking go for it. And then after that, say you don't get it, I think it's like $4. Like if you want to buy it, it's like $4 afterwards.
It's not bad.
Or you get it for free.
Yeah,
maybe, who knows?
One of the two.
Yeah, so that's my giveaway, the Nighty Night giveaway, and like I said, I'll link the thing below, and you can look at the trailer because I'm horrible at describing what game.
Fucking neato, man.
Cool, man. Hey, how have you been?
I've been pretty good, but today my coworker asked me a question that kind of threw me off because I've never genuinely Alexis, my coworker Alexis. Okay. We work together pretty frequently. She's a lot of fun to work with. She asked me what the craziest thing I've ever done is. And I'm thinking here and I'm like, I'm pretty I don't do anything.
Maybe like
I don't do anything. So I just sat there for a while. I don't have an answer.
Can I guess what I would think?
What would you say?
I mean, maybe like getting a group together to watch the most expensive porno ever made. That seems kind of crazy.
Craziest. That's not that crazy.
It's not a very normal thing to do.
No. Well, that's kind of what it comes down to. Is I wouldn't consider that crazy. I would consider it weird, but I feel like crazy is like you're doing something that's not rational.
Well, I think maybe Alexis's question was just flawed. Like what? I mean, obviously, if you ask me like, what's the most irrational thing I've ever done, I don't have an answer either because I'm not crazy, right?
Right.
Maybe she means more like what's the
like bungee jumping's pretty fucking crazy.
Yeah, I guess. But we're not bungee jumpers.
No, but you could do it once, or you
never once, never, not even once.
Skydiving,
not even once. I don't get that.
I know. That's the thing.
Have we talked about this?
Yeah, we've talked about this. I don't know if we talked about it on the podcast, but I know I have no desire.
I would never jump out of a plane.
Nah.
It's like I'm not afraid of heights or anything. That's not the issue. The issue is like, why would I jump out of the sky and be like, no, don't worry about it. We're gonna open this thing. It'll be fine. Like, no, fuck that. I'm safe in the sky. I'm safe on the ground. In the between is the dangerous part, right?
Yeah.
Sierra wants to skydive so bad. I was like, fucking. I don't want to tell her like you can't do stuff, you know, because that's fucked.
Yeah.
She's more than free to fucking skydive as she wants.
Yeah.
I will fucking not be there because I am not jumping out of a plane. That is fucking so dumb in my head.
Yeah.
I have a cousin who's done it like 2 or 3 times now. I'm like, why? Why do you keep jumping out of this plane?
It's what people like, man. It's a thrill. It's a new desire. It's that adrenaline. It's that high.
No, man, I'm a nap boy.
Yeah, no, so it's not for me.
Yeah.
Anyways, I started thinking for a while, and I'm like, everything that I do is tame. There's nothing that I do that it's like,
except for all that coke.
Why the fuck does he do that? Yeah, well, I mean, that's a different instance, man.
Yeah. Okay, sorry.
But no, it was crazy to me. I've never really thought about like what's the wildest, craziest thing that I've done. Like, I don't know.
So what, you just froze for 10 minutes?
Yeah, it's like, I'm going to think about that and I'll talk to you in 2 days. So I still don't have an answer. It's been several hours since then. I don't know what the fuck, man. It's crazy.
I couldn't tell you. I think maybe if she would ask what's the weirdest thing you've done, maybe you could have come up with something.
Maybe.
But like craziest, I don't know. You're not a very crazy dude. You don't do irrational things.
Nah. Anyways, so I'm pretty shook right now that I don't have an answer. Bless you.
Thanks, man.
And then I went to Ohio for like a week to go visit Tom.
Was that the craziest thing you ever did?
That was probably one of the crazier things that I've ever done. You know, go that far on my own. Nothing but $20 in my pocket.
But like
no ID to my name.
Like hella money in your bank account, but $20 in your pocket.
Oh, yeah, in my pocket. Yeah.
Oh man, give me the highlights of Ohio. Give me the play-by-play, the fucking top 10.
All right, day one. I'm just gonna go through the days, but I'm gonna do it really fast and I'll focus on any elements. I was there for 5 days.
Yeah, that was a while, man. Let's fucking do it.
First night, get in, super hungry, haven't eaten in like 12 hours. Go get Mexican food. It's in Ohio, so it can't be great Mexican food, but it was pretty good Mexican food. I was like, whoa, okay.
Even bad Mexican food's kind of good, honestly.
Yeah, no, it was good. It was pretty yummy. I had a really, really good chimichanga. Ooh. Whenever that's on the menu, I'm like, oh, you guys do that? Okay, I'll see it. It was good. Anyways, they had a chipotle habanero
salsa,
kind of sweet sauce. Yeah, It was so fucking good. It had a hard heat, dude. It was spicy as fuck, but it was delicious.
Day 2, shit my brains out.
No, man. And then afterwards, we were driving home, and Tom's like, "You want to go to the fish store?" And I'm like,
Do you mean like?
Well, I wasn't really thinking about that.
It's like an aquarium.
No, see, an aquarium is kind of like a zoo, but for the ocean. This was instead
like the fish market
store.
Okay,
yeah,
that sold just fish.
So I'm like, I mean, if you think it's cool, yeah. He's like, nah, it's pretty cool. They sell stingrays and piranhas, and I'm like, yes, I'll go. Yes.
I've never seen a piranha. I've seen stingrays before.
Oh yeah, piranhas just look like piranhas, man.
Yeah.
They're pretty.
Yeah,
but they look like that dopey, fangy little yeah. What you imagine is what it is, but like more of a fish instead of a cartoon.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah. So yeah, checked out all that. They had a lionfish. They had just tons of cool stuff. They had a black ghost knife fish, which is the coolest name of anything I've ever heard.
It sounds like that fish, like his family was murdered and he's here to reclaim fucking some sort of justice. You know?
Like, oh shit! Okay, all right.
Were
black
they pretty
ghost
looking?
Knife. It was all right.
It was black.
It just had a
was
cool name
see-through.
mostly.
It had,
They sold baby coral there, so you could grow coral in your own tanks.
Cool.
A bunch of sea stars and starfish and stuff. Lots and lots of stuff. It was super neat.
have you ever seen something like that here?
No, not here.
It must be like an Ohio thing.
Yeah, I think that there are certain laws and regulations in different places. I don't really know.
And Ohio's like, fuck it.
Yeah, pretty much. They're like, the ocean, we'll take that shit. Yeah, no, it was really interesting checking it all out. So then that was pretty much the end of the first night. We played some games. It was fun. Second day, we went out to breakfast at this generic ass American breakfast place, and it was delicious. No biggie. Continue our day. Tom and I go to the zoo and see a bunch of cool zoo animals. I now have a new favorite animal.
Common animal?
Common animal?
I'm saying is would I have seen this at another zoo? Have you ever seen this before?
No.
Okay, well then the only zoo I've ever been to is the Sacramento Zoo. So if it's not there, I don't know where it is.
Okay, so it's the common, a name that people call it is a bear cat. Okay?
Bear cat. Okay.
It's called a bear cat, and it's called a binturong.
Never seen one, never heard of it.
It's fucking awesome. My sister and I just shared a shitload of pictures of binturongs because I was like, yo, Emma, check this out. Just scroll through those, Juan. It's amazing. It's like a huge ass, kind of like marsupial looking thing. It's also like a honey badger type thing. It's really big, super thick, coarse fur. Its bare face is kind of there, but I see the cat-like features that they're talking about in that it has a really long tail. It's all brown. It has like a grayish face sometimes. It's fucking huge. It's dope. Yeah. I like myself them binturongs.
Nice. I liked it. It was hanging on the tree. It's pretty cool.
It was.
It's very bluish, you know.
Yeah. We checked out some mandrills and some bonobos, and we just did our day. Mm-hmm. It was all right. And then we went and picked up Diana, and she got approved for researching a special kind of project where there was a case about 6 years ago. A dog had a kind of cancer that spread in like an insane way that they've never seen before. And it's the only case that this has happened. So she's going to be doing research on that and figuring out as much as she can.
Well, she's also studying to be like
she's a vet tech.
Yeah.
She's mostly dealing with radiology stuff. So yeah. So we picked her up, and then we were like, okay, cool. Where are we going for dinner? We're celebrating. Where the fuck are we going for dinner? And then we wound up going to Red Robin.
Yum.
So yeah, exactly. You know it. Mm-hmm. We showed up. Nobody was there. Literally nobody was. It was just, we went inside. There was nobody to greet us. There was nobody to sit us or anything. And we're just kind of standing around. I was like, please wait to be seated. Then 5 minutes go by and they're like, hey guys, come this way. And then they take us back to a secret place with like a shitload of people. It was weird. It was cool. One fun fact that I learned at this point about Ohio is that vanity plates on cars is the most common thing you'll see. It's fucking weird. You know, when you're driving and you're like, oh, hey, there's one. That's the first one I've seen in like several days.
Yeah, big butts. Yeah.
Yeah, whatever it is. Yeah, no. Ohio, there were like 3 lined up next to each other. You could see them anytime that you're driving anywhere in any parking lot. People love their vanity plates. It blew my mind.
So vain.
It's a weird thing that's apparently Midwestern. Anyways, so we went to Red Robin. It was fun. And then we went out to Dave & Buster's that night. It was half off games night. So we played a lot of games. Tom won some jackpots that were really high on a couple of things, I think. I can't remember exactly what they were. We just had fun playing all these different games, and I got the number 1 high score on the piano game that they have at Dave & Buster's, where it's a keyboard, and it has 4 giant-ass keys, and they light up colors, and you have to hit the colored ones as fast as possible. There's a screen that shows which one comes next, and the faster you do it, the faster the screen moves. But if you fuck up at all, then it like pauses for a long-ass time. It doesn't let you progress. Mm-hmm. And I got the number 1 score on that after playing once.
No big deal.
The second time, yeah.
Humble brag, no big deal.
It was fucking awesome. I was proud as shit.
I think I played that game too when we were here at Dave & Buster's. For sure not good at it.
No, it's a lot of fun for me.
It's hard.
I love it.
I like the game where you race somebody turning off lights. That's my favorite.
We played that one. That one was a lot of fun. Yeah. Played a couple of games that were rigged, actually. There was one that's like, I don't know what it's called. It's called like Hot Touch or something like that. And there's a light maze, and you have to make it through by like doing the maze with your finger, and if you hit the side, you have to start where you were just at, and it like stops your tracks or whatever. Anyways, during that, we did it, and I was like, wait, I thought you would have gotten that. Like, it seemed like you had enough time. I'm just going to watch the time when you're doing it instead of both. And then I see it just go like 3, 2, 1, like at the last few seconds. I'm like, that's fucking stupid. Are you kidding me? And then Kung Fu Panda, I was one hit away, and the timer ended before it actually was supposed to end by like 0.3 seconds.
Bullshit, homie. Yeah.
And then we found out that Sonic versus Mario or whatever, Mario versus Sonic at the Olympics is so fucking cool. Mm-hmm. Holy shit. You have these 2 giant ass joysticks, like huge. Imagine like ski pole height and stuff. And you use them to do different events. So we did gymnastics and we did archery, and it was so fucking fun. That game's rad as fuck. And then Tom he let me use all the tickets that I got on his card since I didn't bring mine. He got me a Rowlet, little Pokemon stuffed animal. It's up there behind all my anime girls.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, you see it? You're a little hanging out? You little baby boy?
It's an owl leafy boy.
Yeah, a little Rowlet. So that was a lot of fun. And we played a lot of Cuphead in between everything. Just kind of playing whatever games available. We played some Tetris. We played some Puyo Puyo. We played a lot of Mario Kart. Just switched up games. Tiny bit of Gungeon. Anyways, we also watched some TV and YouTube stuff. So we were just sharing like, oh, check out this video, check out that video, typical stuff. Then the next day we went to, I don't know exactly what it's called, but it's like an arboretum, but it's more expansive and enclosed at the same time. So essentially it's plants from all around the world in different little sections. So there was a bonsai section, and it teaches you kind of how to do bonsai, to like line it up with different wires and how to crimp everything and make sure that it's good for your miniature bonsai. And I thought that was really interesting and cool. Little ducklings, some butterflies, like thousands of butterflies in a room. There was a desert section, a Himalayan section, just all these different places with all this different amazing plant growth. I don't know. It was super cool. So I had a lot of fun with that. Buckeyes were not in season. You told me to bring you one, and they weren't in season, man. Yeah, I saw some flowers, but no Buckeyes. No Buckeyes.
We have to go again. Got to go back.
Yeah, so I'm going back next week.
We missed the Buckeye season by a week. That'd be funny.
Yeah, and then we went to this fucking wild ass barcade type thing. So, beforehand we went to Mexican food again, but it was like white people Mexican food. Oh fuck, dude, I had the best cheese dip I've ever had with anything ever. It was queso, brie, orange, and grilled onions, and fuck, dude, it was so good. I'm like jazzed as fuck about it. Tom didn't know about it, and now he's like, I gotta go back. That was the best thing I've ever had. I'm like, yeah, dude. And then we went to an 1800s veterans cemetery. So it was a bunch of people that died in like 1836 and stuff. It was really weird. It's just kind of like on the corner of a street. And it was a big grassy area that was very clearly blocked off as a graveyard. It was weird. It was cool. Explored in a forest, went and got that Mexican food, had some delicious, delicious food there. I had this nostalgic feeling when I was eating one of the tacos. Like, I've had this before, but I could not figure out where. I'm like, this is like a shitty burrito that I had when I was a kid from somewhere. And it was just like this cilantro ranch and also beef. It was... It was fucking good.
I'm glad you enjoyed it.
It was good in the weirdest nostalgic way. Oh, it was crazy. And then we went to the barcade thing. You don't pay any money. You go in, you show them your ID. You go in, tons of 80s, 90s arcade games for free. No charge at all. Just tons of them. And then their drinks were all themed, like 80s themed. So I got the Lisa Frank. Tom got the Hulk Hogan. Mine had a sour airhead rainbow strip on top, and Tom's had an entire bomb pop in it.
Nice. That sounds pretty good.
Yeah, they were pretty yummy. Tom's was really good. I got the high score on Kangaroo, which is the most bullshit arcade game I've ever played. And I only got the high score because I was so mad at how difficult it was to get past the first level. And then once I got past the first level, I knew how to get past the second. I was that good, you know. I figured it out. I was Neo in the Matrix. And then I died immediately on the third level and got the highest score because nobody's beaten the second level.
Nice.
Yeah. So that was pretty neat and satisfying. Then another half of this place, it was pins, which is essentially like bowling, but instead of having a big ball with the holes in it,
and you pull the ropes.
smaller ones. Yeah, something like that. Yeah. So they had pins and they had pinball.
Yeah.
So lots of that. You did have to pay for that. So we didn't really hang out on that side of the bar.
Cool. Pins sounds like fun though.
Yeah, it was neat looking at it. I didn't play it though.
Yeah. Bummer. What a wasted trip to Ohio.
Oh, you know, this was just a ton of fun otherwise. And then there was a storm that night, but it was a storm where you could see the lightning in the sky. So we watched it for like 3 hours. It was so cool. It was really late. It was like 11 by the time we got back. We watched it outside until midnight when the storm almost got to us. We went inside and then we just stared out the window for a couple hours until we were like, all right, well, I think I could go to sleep with all the lights flashing and the house shaking. That sounds good. And we did, and it was good. And then, let's see, there was one more day where we pretty much did nothing. We just hung out. We had gone to a market the day before, actually, for lunch, and we picked up some tortellini to make that night. So we made a pesto tortellini with spinach and tomato, and it was like a really fresh pasta that we got from the market. And that was fun. That was really good. And after we ate, we went and watched A Silent Voice in a private theater that was a part of The Office, actually. You could rent it out from their apartment's office.
Mm-hmm. It looked really cool.
It was really cool. It seats about 12 people. I posted that on Twitter, actually. So if you wanted to see what shitty video I took of the boys hanging out in the dark room, watching The Silent Voice.
We need one of those here.
I would fucking love if I had that at my apartments. They also had a popcorn machine that always made popcorn, just consistently. And I told Kate that, my boss, and she just like, you know, I asked for that when this place was first being built.
The popcorn machine?
Yeah. And I was like, whoa, okay.
For the theater.
The popcorn machine, yeah.
Oh, wow. Well, I got to pick your battles. So it was a pool or a popcorn machine.
Yeah, so we went for the pool. Oh, well. But yeah, that was essentially everything that I did. We played just a shitload of Cuphead. That last day was like a recovery day because we had been doing a lot. So it was just like a really chill hang sesh. I don't even remember what we went to this place that was like it was the Chipotle of pizza, you know, but of the Midwest. It's a bunch of different levels.
It was like the mod of the Midwest.
Yeah, mod of the Midwest. But if you don't know what mod pizza is, then definitely Chipotle.
Mod is like Chipotle.
Yeah,
of pizza.
Exactly. And they had sodas that were like special for that place, but they had a few of them. So I tried one. It was, I don't remember what it was called. It was like Berry Poppin' or something. I'm like, okay, that sounds cool. And it was root beer, strawberry, and vanilla. It was...
I wouldn't drink that.
It was good.
Ew.
Maybe it was cherry. I don't know. It was one of the two, but it was weird. It was good, but it was very sweet. And then the next one that I tried, because I didn't realize that there were multiple until afterwards, was like Sunny Beach or something like that. And it was Pepsi with lemon and strawberry. And it tasted fucking terrible. The first one was at least like sweet and tolerable. Second one was like, it's just like a really, really bad extra sweet Pepsi.
Yeah.
Didn't like it. Flying was all right. I played more Cuphead. I watched Lunatics, which is a show with Chris Lilly. He plays a bunch of different characters and they're all very strange in different ways. And if you will, they're all lunatics. And it was a lot of fun to watch that on a plane, where there's like this 12-year-old kid flying around a giant black dildo on a drone in front of a bunch of fancy British people. And I'm like, nobody should see this right now. Please don't see this.
I'm glad that was, you had a great time on your trip.
It was a great time on my trip. And then I got home and then I watched a bunch of anime and then I beat Cuphead and then I went back to work and everything's been Gucci.
Cool, man. not to change gears, but I'm going to tell you what animes I'm watching. Yeah.
I want to hear. Please tell me everything about your anime experience.
I think I caught up with where One Punch Man is currently.
One
Punch Man season 2.
The latest episode aired yesterday.
Well, then I'm one episode behind.
Yeah, me too. Okay, we're all caught up with each other.
It's pretty good. I think it's changed like it's
the
changed,
tone and the animation.
Yeah, it changed my mind. I think at first I was like really adamant, like, oh, I don't like this. The more I watch, I'm just like, you know what? It's not the worst. It's not. It's not
fine.
It's fine. That's how I feel about it. It's fine. There's some cool fights.
I'm not that excited.
I like the fights.
Well, the thing is, it's just a shonen now.
Yeah.
It's just fighting. It's not really any. There aren't enough jokes. We're not focusing on Saitama at all. We're focusing on way more, which makes it really hard to be funny.
And I think what I've gathered from talking to other people about it is that that's kind of what happened with the manga.
That's what I heard too.
It became very shonen, and you're like, oh, okay, so I guess that's what's gonna happen.
At first, it was a shonen parody, and sometimes the things that you're making fun of become the thing itself.
Yeah,
like me and how much I say dope and shit like that. I don't know.
So I mean, it is what it is. I still like watching it, you know. But I do agree, it's not like the best thing in the world, but I still watch it.
Yeah. But yeah, they're doing a whole fighting arc, and we're almost at the end of that. And also, the whole town's being overrun by monsters.
They're kind of blowing pretty quickly through the fighting arc, which I kind of like. I really was thinking, fuck, I don't want to watch like episodes of just two shitty characters that just introduced fighting, you know. And it's like, oh, good, it was done in like 2 seconds or whatever.
Yeah,
and like that's relief. I do think that's pretty convenient
because you're like, I already know what's going to happen. Let's just get there.
Yeah, I watched a little more of what's it called?
Demon Slayer.
Shield Hero.
Shield Hero.
I'm still behind. I think behind like 2 or 3 episodes.
Okay, but you're catching up.
But I caught up some more. I still like the show. It's good.
Did it end with the temple in the last episode, or was it before that?
I think it's before the temple.
Okay.
But I still like it.
So is it the Flolial Queen?
After the Flolial Queen. So it's after Flolial Queen. I ended right at the end where he's fighting the fucking Spearsy boy.
Oh, okay. So it's after the temple.
Yeah, after temple.
Okay.
So him and Spearsy boy are fighting, and then like he saves Spears boy, and he goes like, "What the fuck's going on?" or whatever.
Yeah, Spears boy just sucks.
Yeah, he sucks dick.
You're pretty much caught up.
I think so. I mean, yeah, I don't know.
There's like one more episode, and I think another one airs Thursday or something.
So I like I said, I was talking to actually my friend Tim about this because I
was watching it in English.
Yeah, I was rewatching it with him, and I ran into him yesterday. I said, "Hey man, did you continue to watch like Shield Hero?" And he's like, "Yeah." And I'm like, "How do you feel about it?" And he goes, I watch it. He goes, "I feel like there's a shift, and it kind of changed a little bit." And I was just like, "But it's okay." I was like, "Yeah, that's." I mean, I feel like I like the beginning way more than I like where it is now, but it's still an okay show, right?
Yeah, me too. I think the beginning was fantastic. And I really like where we're at too, but it's just a different show.
For sure.
It still has like everything that I like, but in very different ways. Like I like it all a lot, but I don't like it as much as I liked the beginning because those things were different and I liked those things more. But this fits my requirements for certain things that I like. So it's all good.
It ticks off enough things for me to be like, I will continue to watch this.
Like I feel like at this level, we're at beginning of Slime. Versus
yeah, for sure. I dropped off Slime pretty hard though.
It was bad.
Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna drop off. I don't feel that.
Oh no, I'm watching all of Shield Hero. It's fucking awesome. I love it. I want to see where they go. I don't really care what happens too much. Like I don't want something to happen, but I do want to see what they do and where the story goes, and I want to see how crazy shit gets. But
I watched some more Mix on Hulu.
Yeah, you liking the Hulu Mix?
Apparently, it's also on Netflix, right? Well, no, on Crunchyroll because it's
on like everything.
It's on exclusive, right?
Yeah,
I really like it.
It was on Funimation first, but yeah,
boys playing baseball with boys.
Boys playing boys.
So boys playing boys. So yeah, I really enjoy it. It's still really slow. It's very. You have to either like the style,
it or you don't.
Or you don't exactly. You can't mince words about it. What else did I watch? I think I watched maybe one more episode of Demon Slayer. I'm behind on that. He's still in the foresty thing.
Okay.
And then,
so do you remember last time we talked about Demon Slayer and I was like, oh yeah, after that, like it starts feeling really shonen because he has like clearly a rival or something. Well, this latest episode that came out, it is like everything up until this point felt like, oh, this is like really good, well done shonen. And at this point I'm like, it honestly feels like any shonen.
You're like, it's just Naruto. I'm watching Naruto.
Yeah, exactly. It feels like I'm watching Naruto. But no, the establishment of everything was just like, oh, fuck, like this is pretty cool. Okay, I could be into some more of this. But they went through that whole like learning process really quickly. And that was at first a good thing. But they didn't really have many places for the story to go other than you go and do these missions and then you find out more stuff. And I'm literally telling you the plot.
I think the issue with this is that like shonen has just become like shonen is just a thing that we've watched not because we like it, right? We're just like, oh, cool fights, whatever. But they tricked us. They do these cool things like, oh, it's like a shonen, but not even, because they do all this other stuff. And then before we know, we're like, by the way, it's just a shonen, right?
Damn it! How did we get back here?
Yeah, how did we do this? And the thing is, One
Punch Man, Rising of the Shield Hero. I'm not going to count Slime. Slime didn't even know what it was.
It still doesn't know what it is.
Whatever. Now
some people
Demon
say
Slayer.
Some people would argue that like fucking My Hero is just a shonen. I'm just like, yeah, but I fucking love that show.
Yeah, no, My Hero is like a shonen done really well.
Really well.
Honestly, it hits that sweet spot.
What was I going to say? I was scrolling Facebook and I saw this like a little clip from Crunchyroll posted for Black Clover, and the fight looked sick as fuck.
Which one?
It was like the air boy fighting some ice dude or whatever.
Air boy
asked his friend, his rival or whatever.
Oh, okay,
he does
cool.
wind power or whatever, and he's fighting some ice dude. I'm like, this looks sick, and I go, fucking assholes, you're just a shonen. That's all.
Was it like a crystal dude?
I don't know. He was doing like icy stuff.
Yeah, I don't know. I probably haven't seen the fight, but yeah, the fights were really cool, and that's why I kept watching it. I'm like, these are fucking cool. But then after like episode 30 something,
you're like, fuck it.
I realized, nah.
For Fruit Baskets, I was really tired when we were supposed to watch it, and I was like, Sierra, I know you really want to watch this. I'm like, just watch it without me. And I passed out for like 3 hours, and Sierra caught up with all of it.
Good.
I don't know if I'll go back to it. It would, whatever. It's not.
Honestly, it's not for you.
I haven't seen more.
Okay.
I haven't seen more Saizar. I want to. Sarizamar, whatever, the Kappa show.
Sarazanmai.
Yeah, that one. I did watch that weird fucking what's it called? The tights show that we were talking about.
Oh, you watched Mirror Tights?
Oh, it was horrible.
Why'd you do that?
Because you said it's only 4 minutes long. You said it's on YouTube. I'm like, I have to see it. It's really bad, man. Yeah. Oh, it's just so bad.
I watched like 2 minutes of it. I didn't realize it was only 4 minutes long.
It's 4 minutes long.
Second episode just came out. It's a new classic.
Oh yeah, is it?
Yeah.
So
it's right up there with Bebop, and
that's something else I want to talk about that I watched. I checked that out. It's pretty shit. If you like it, whatever. You can like whatever you like, but I think it's garbage.
It's not for it's like a Senko-san. Really cute fox, cute idea. Not for me.
Mm-hmm. What else did I see? Oh, okay. I also blasted through some Attack on Titan. Holy shit, bro.
You caught up?
I think so.
Irwin's Charge?
Yeah, Irwin's Charge.
All right, cool. Big spoilers for Attack on Titan. Yo, dude, fucking, I can't, if Hanji's dead, I'm so fucking, she got blasted.
Did she?
Yeah.
I didn't see that.
They talked about it like several times.
Maybe I didn't see it.
The whole squad got blasted by the Colossal Titan.
Was she there?
Yeah.
I didn't see that.
She was the one that was like right next to it.
Maybe an episode behind then, actually. Never mind.
Irwin's Charge?
Irwin runs into them and they throw rocks at them.
Yeah.
And that's where the episode ends.
And he dies. Yeah. It was before that. It was like 2 episodes before that.
For sure didn't notice Hanji there at all.
It was right when the Colossal Titan exploded.
Maybe it's because I'm not the hugest Hanji fan. She's cool. I mean, you and Sierra fucking love her to the end of the day.
Yeah, she's doing all of her research. She's being super fucking cool about shit.
I think she's fine. I guess I didn't really notice.
Man.
Sorry.
Fucking,
why are you upset? I'm sorry. You don't have to like everything you like.
I can't believe that you didn't even notice one of the biggest characters' deaths.
Didn't notice.
So fucking bummed.
I don't think she's dead.
Yeah, well,
Irwin's for sure gone though.
He is, yeah. That was such a good death for him. Just his charge, his pride, his valiance, just knowing that this is going to be the only way we could win. We're cornered. We got to go. If I don't go, none of them will go.
I like how he convinced all those rookies, I was like, holy shit, you got to be. Like, and, he was having the issue of him talking about, like, how he feels like he's just standing on the bodies of all the people he's killed. I was just like, he's carried some shit. And for him to be like, hey, man, I really want to know what's in that fucking basement. And I really
took a screenshot of that too.
I really want to fucking know if I'm right or not, or if me and my dad were right. He was like, but I can't. But I can't. I have to die. I was like, oh, it's so fucking sad. Show's great. There's some things that really pissed me off just because of kind of things in general, like the fact that they fucked up the Colossus Titan and then just like let him regenerate. No, the armor Titan. I was like, oh my! Sierra was literally yelling at the TV.
They didn't confirm the kill.
Yeah, Sierra was just like, eat him, like Aaron, eat him and take his powers, or whatever. I was just like, or just keep beating the shit out of him till he's fucking paced, right? And I was just like, and the fact that they fucked that up and now he's back and the Colossus is here and that fucking Beast Boy is there. I'm like, oh man, why are people so dumb sometimes?
Just go in the basement and it'll all be fixed.
Go to the basement, yeah. What else is there? So yeah. So I'm watching that. I'm really glad.
Also, Sasha said the best line in television history.
What was it?
It was when she was yelling at Bert Holt as he was a Titan, and she said she called him a massive pervert lord.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she said, "You massive pervert lord," as she's screaming, jumping in, trying to shoot him with the fucking missile things, the javelins.
Nice. That's pretty good.
Fucking hilarious. I loved it. Yeah, that was fun. That was a good show. Bless you,
Thanks.
sir.
The last thing that I watched that isn't current anime is Monday. I was feeling kind of icky just because of like I ate a lot of junk food Sunday. So I was like, I'm just gonna lay in bed and take it really easy. Just because, again, I told my parents I told my mom specifically, look, I just kind of want to take a week of doing nothing. You know, after doing stuff for months, I just want to just not do anything. Not that I can't. Not anything like important. And I feel like I've accomplished that. Like I feel like I'm doing the podcast, which isn't like a huge like burden on me. You know,
No.
Yesterday I ran a few errands, but I was like, I just want to like fucking relax. Not have to stress about anything.
Hey, we got something to stress about tomorrow, but we'll talk about that out of the show.
Great, perfect. And so then I'm just like laying in bed. I was like, I'm feeling kind of icky. He's like, you know what? I'm just gonna watch a show I've always wanted to watch. So fucking with the power of High Dive, I was able to watch 21 episodes of Haikyuu dubbed.
Whoa!
Yeah,
Look at you.
Really enjoyed it. Still good.
It's fun.
I think I watched.
You're almost done with the first season.
I think I watched 2 or 3 more. I think I got like 2 episodes left because it's 25, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's really good.
Who's your favorite character?
I don't know. There's a lot of good characters in that show.
Okay, cool.
I really like the Libero from the team.
Yeah, he's great, man.
Really cool. Also like
fucking Rolling Thunder.
Skinhead Boy is pretty cool.
Oh yeah, they're best friends. Tanaka.
Yeah, those guys are dope. I mean, honestly, I probably like the
Skinhead Boy.
What's
he
it called?
has a shaved head.
Some people call him a skinhead.
No, that's like a racist white person. That
I know
shaves their
people
head.
call him a skinhead in the show.
Yeah, but that's not what we call him.
I don't care. It's what I called him. What else is there? There's you know what? Honestly, I like the third years more than I like the main characters. Right? Like
that's understandable at this point.
Way cool.
Absolutely.
Yeah, good show. What else? I mean, I think I'll probably keep watching it afterwards, or maybe I'll go watch. I know because the new season's going to come out right eventually.
Yeah, soon this year I think. I don't know.
So I haven't decided if I want to catch up. But there's just other shows that I've also been wanting to watch and finish, and I feel like cool. I finally got to watch this huge chunk of IQ, and I get it. Like it's great, and I understand why people like it. But yeah, that was really dope. So I'm glad I'm able to do that.
Fuck yeah.
Okay, man. What anime did you get to watch?
So I watched all of what you talked about, except for the ones that I'm not watching, which whatever, who cares? I'm not talking about those. Dororo, we're continuing Dororo. We had a little arc where they got separated for a bit, and now they're back together, Hyakumaru and Dororo. And Dororo was with this band of people from her past that essentially they're just really shitty people, like fucking terrible. And she got stuck with them, and she's essentially their prisoner. And then they come across somebody with a couple of sharks that ate like a whole town. From one way or another, he got them to the pond, and they all got eaten.
Okay, that's not how I imagined it when you said it. I was like, cool, they had like just sharks on a chain, and they were like eating people.
But they have like super Japanese names that are significant in some way or another. I only know that because the name of a sword or a little like small sword knife thing in Sekiro was the name of one of the sharks.
Cool.
So, and probably the other one was also in Sekiro. Anyways, they kill a shark, and then in this episode, the last shark essentially just becomes a giant demon, and it grows all these fucking spikes and shit, but it was like creepy, fucking gnarly, gross. And then it's climbing on land and trying to eat folk. Ooh, it was great. And then there was a giant battle, and it was a great episode and had a lot of fun. Now we're back with the original gang trying to figure out what they need to do with their lives.
Cool.
Yeah, man.
That's also a show I want to watch while I'm doing nothing.
It's a great show. It's a fantastic show. Fuck, man. I don't know. There was something else that I apparently watched that I'm forgetting about that you don't. Oh, it's Bungo Stray Dogs. Kyle and I caught up with all that shit. Really fucking good. I like the point that we're at right now. We're doing a lot of like story stuff from the past with different characters, and it's fun and kind of getting to learn like, oh, okay, so this is how they came to be. I didn't realize that. That's very interesting. Stuff like that. It's pretty cool. I'm really into it. Yeah, and I still haven't watched any more. So I was on my, unfortunately. But I'll get around to that. It's fine. It's not a priority because the first episode you watch, you're like, this is the most unique shit I've ever seen. The second one you watch, you're like, this is still pretty crazy. And then by the third one, you're like, I've seen this
pretty used
twice
to this. Yeah, I get what
already.
you're saying, yeah.
It's nothing. It feels like it's the same thing over and over and over. So we'll see if it is. I'm like 2 or 3 episodes behind, but I mean, what are you gonna do?
What you gonna do? Then the breaks,
You can do. And I was going to rewatch Sword Art Online Alternative.
Oh yeah, okay. I was like, really? It's like, oh, you mean the Gun Gale one? Yeah,
Gun Gale.
Oh yeah, for sure. That's a good call.
So I was gonna rewatch that when I was on the plane and stuff. I had it downloaded, but I just didn't get around to it. Didn't really, it didn't do it. But fuck, that one was. It's a great show.
I think I started to rewatch that one. I think I like halfway through, and I was like, oh, nice. And then I just got busy with stuff. It's a good show. Right.
It's really a good show. It's got great characters. It's got good fights. Got good developments, which is something that we're going to talk about in a little bit. It's almost
it almost makes up for how bad the rest of Sword Art Online was.
Yeah. Sword Art is just such a generic show at this point. But man, when it first came around, it was like, whoa.
Cool, man. Is that it?
I think that's it.
Got any news for us?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
What do you want to learn about first? We'll go in a random order. How about, do you want to learn about Crunchyroll?
Sure.
Okay, cool. That was easy. So Crunchyroll accidentally swapped JoJo's Bizarre Adventure subtitles with Fruits Baskets. So when people were watching JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, it was saying some good shit from Fruits Baskets about like, oh, his face just isn't that pretty. And then it's a guy who has got like a demon face in the shot right then.
That's great.
And stuff like that. Yeah, they accidentally did that for a day. Fortunately, it wasn't the other way around. That would have been real bad.
Wild, yeah.
So yeah, that was just a fun little goof. And people are really hoping that they put that just out in the world somewhere still. So I think that's fun. Next up, season 2 of Aggretsuko premieres on June 14th on Netflix. People love it. Sanrio, Angry Little Red Panda Fox, listens to death metal, has a business job. I haven't watched it yet. Maybe I will one day. Who fucking knows? But one thing that nobody fucking knows is this rumor that I'm going to tell you about. So Attack on Titan season 3, you know it, you love it, is rumored to be the final season done by Wit.
What?
Yeah. So the reason for this is just a whole rumor thing, is there's a Chinese artist's Twitter page where he was posting about like, oh, hey, I've been working with Wit on Attack on Titan for 3 years. It's finally coming to an end. And then somebody else posted like, yep, Attack on Titan season 3, the last season at Wit Studio. And it sounds like either we've got some people that are quitting or moving on to other projects or something else, or Wit's going to stop making Attack on Titan. So I don't really know what's going to be, just rumors at this point. But I hope that if it does go to another studio, it's like Madhouse or something.
It's for sure like, not
some
JC
like
stuff.
Legit shit. Yeah.
I just can't imagine it being over, I feel like there's probably a lot more to tell. So, but it kind of bums me out if it move, because as much as I hate Wit Studios for what they did to me,
yeah,
they're still doing a really good job with Attack on Titan.
Yeah, they are.
Hopefully that rumor is just completely fake.
What did Wit do to you?
They fucking waited 4 years for season 2, and it was only 12 episodes or whatever, and it was fucking trash.
I liked season 2.
I hate them. And they fucking made Iron whatever, Cabanera and the Iron Fortress, which was just a fucking watered down version of Attack on Titan when they could have just been... I don't want to talk about it. Why do we do this?
The first episode was so fucking cool, though.
It wasn't it?
Holy shit. He just fucking kills himself.
And then
what the fuck?
And then you go, oh, okay, cool, I guess. Whatever, right? Fuck it, I want Madhouse to take it.
Yeah, Madhouse could take it. They could do some cool shit with it. So anyways, rumors, we'll talk about more in the future if that's actually going to hold water or not. Mm-hmm. So check it out. Sentai announced Made in Abyss Wandering Twilight to be screened in select theaters on May 27th. Are we talking about Made in Abyss next week? We'll find out, because we haven't looked into any of that yet. And we don't have a topic for next week. We'll talk about it. We'll see. So yeah, that's that. For those of you that don't know, this is the recap movie of Made in Abyss. They did add in some scenes and do some different stuff, but it's essentially a recap movie. The end might have a little bit more. I don't really know, but we'll tell you if it's substantial or not if we go see it. And we probably will, because
we got nothing else to do.
We probably will. And then finally, speaking of new movies, Promare is in Japanese theaters on Friday, May 24th. So that's coming up this weekend. So you're going to see a lot of news about that. Essentially, it seems like emotions power spiral energy in people. So Spiral Energy from like Gurren Lagann.
Oh, okay,
But
okay.
yeah, it's like emotions and whatnot and like overwhelming emotions. Anyways, yeah, we'll find out. We'll watch that whenever it comes out and see the reviews and see what people think about it. I'm excited. I really want to see this. It's made by Trigger. It's like Gurren Lagann. Cool. That's all the news that I have for you. So we're going to talk about a little movie called MFKZ.
Yeah.
Motherfuckers.
Yep.
It's made by Studio 4 Degrees Celsius. They've done some stuff that I like, some stuff that you like Tekkon, Kinkreet, Memories, Detroit Metal City, and they do a bunch more. They're really clean. They do some cool stuff. What are you thinking?
Memories, is that the 4-part movie thing?
Yeah, like
3
part, and it had that whole like stinky guy in the war city
and the space dude.
I love the space dude. And it was just like a town, or not a town, like a forgotten special space station.
I think I like all the 3 things you said.
Yeah.
Like,
I know.
not just, yeah.
I know.
Tekkon, Kinkreet, yeah, you made me watch that. That was good.
Yeah, it was.
Detroit Metal City, I really want to finish that. That shit is really fun.
And then it was also made by another studio, Ankama Animations. They made this.
Is that all they've made?
Yep. The directors of the movie, there were 2 different ones. So there's Shojiro Nishimi, who made Haru Kuru and Batman Gotham Knight. He was the director of those. He's worked on a bunch of other projects. And then we have the French guy whose name I'm about to fucking butcher worse than I did that Japanese guy's name. It's Guillaume Renard.
Nailed it.
I think it's Guillaume.
Guillaume.
I don't know. It's got like 7 other letters that I'm not pronouncing. Yeah.
I'm curious.
You can see it. Guillaume Renard. Guillaume.
Yeah. It kind of reminds you of like Guillermo, you know, like it has like that look like to it, but Renard is for sure right.
Yeah. Renard. Okay, anyways, we watched this because it had some really fucking cool art that we've seen for a while. Did you wind up getting that art book?
I did.
Okay.
So when we were in SAC Anime, if you guys listen to the podcast, I like collecting art books. It's something I like to do for like movies and shows that I like. And I saw one for this movie, and it hadn't aired here in the United States yet. A lot of things get limited fucking airings or whatever, or debuts or shit like that. So I was like, cool. I know I'm going to watch this eventually.
Yeah.
So I was like, I really want this book. And it was like, I couldn't even look through it because it was sealed. It was sealed.
Yeah.
I'm like, fuck. And I knew there was 2 copies of it. One was in English, and then English and French, and the other one's in Japanese. And I was like, I'll take the English and French one. Yeah. So I bought it, and I said, you know what? I'm not going to open it
until we watch this movie.
Because I don't want any spoilers. Yeah. I also don't want to I know it's going to be cool to look inside to see like just art and stuff.
And it will be.
But I did buy it. I haven't opened it yet just because I've been, taking it easy. I got a lot of art books I want to read too, right? But I for sure, after seeing the movie, I for sure do want to crack this bad boy open and take a peep. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So, motherfuckers, before we even get into spoiling what it's about, it's, you could pass.
Yeah.
You could pass.
You didn't like it?
I liked it, but it felt very forgettable.
I liked it. I don't, I think the animation is pretty cool, and I really liked all of the style was. The weakest part, for sure, in my opinion, was the story, right?
And the characters.
I mean, I like the characters.
Did they have any development?
I don't fucking care. I still like the characters.
There were 2.
Yeah, there's 2 characters, and everybody else was just like there. It was the thing about it is like I feel like whoever made it, the people who made it, wrote or directed it, they kind of try to do this thing where like they went for like a artsy kind of like film kind of vibe for it. Like
I liked it.
Where they're like they're doing like like specific cuts and stuff like kind of like I want to say like Quentin. You know how Quentin Tarantino?
Oh yeah, okay. So you're talking about the title cards for each like new plot point.
Kind of like that. And I felt like those really felt really
they
forced.
Dragged on and they just came out of nowhere.
They felt really flat when I watched them. And I was like, I get what they're doing. It's like an homage to these kind of other movies and stuff. I didn't really like it. Like
didn't work for me.
Yeah, it didn't work for me. And again, like I said, the plot. I was like, oh, what a.
They looked fine though.
Yeah, what a blowing plot. Yeah. The reason I like it is because of the animation, right? The
animation way things was cool,
and just the fucking world, like the it
was pretty fun. It was like futuristic shitville.
It was this like weird amalgamation of like Latin culture, right?
Yeah,
like African American culture. It had so many like, and I was like, it took me a bit to be like, huh. It's a French and Japanese collab, right? But it somehow
for like California gang culture.
It somehow like just really well you fucking represents or emulates this Latino gang culture, this African American gang culture, this American like trashed lifestyle. I was like, wow, what a gorgeous thing for the eyes, like to see this, to be like, what a crazy look into this world, right?
Yeah, because it looked like it could be a real place, but it also looked like, oh, this is a fake place.
For sure, yeah.
It was weird.
Yeah, so that's for those two reasons, because of the animation and because of the way everything looked, I liked it a lot. But I do agree, yeah, the characters, not the greatest, and the story, really boring in my opinion.
It started out, and I was like, I want to like these characters. I kind of like them.
Yeah.
And then they didn't have
do anything
new. It was just like, whoa, yeah, that first impression was the only impression I'll get.
Maybe it's because they focus so much on this other thing, right? Maybe because they like...
What did they focus on?
I'm saying like making this beautiful world or whatever, making this, designing this, everything had graffiti on it, everything had a sign, everything had was stylized. They worked so hard on that to be like...
focus on,
to be like, cool, you have these two characters, come on, make them do something, right? Or make them fucking feel real. And I was like, I do get it, I do understand that. Like they didn't feel like... They didn't feel like they learned anything or that they grew in any way. And I was like, I mean, we can talk about it later in spoilers about like what one of the characters went through or whatever, like what but it felt very flat. So again, I like the way it looks. I like the animation. So if you want to watch something for that, like if that's what you're into, check it out. Also really like the music in my opinion.
Music was all right.
I thought it was interesting. I was like, oh, cool. It's like whenever they would go to a different place, the music would change and it felt really appropriate to whatever the setting was. But again, like they made some choices that I was like, that's a weird thing. And I also really wanted to like specific things. Like I was like, I get why you're doing this fucking title sequence thing. And I guess it's supposed to be fun. I don't think it's fun. I think it's kind of cheesy right now, honestly. But yeah, well, how about we talk about the story, right? Or whatever the lack thereof story, whatever the gist of this movie is.
Starts out with a woman who's running away, and she gets killed and hides her baby, and a fake doll is shown to be in her arms. So the baby's out there and alive. Well, we get to see what the baby's up to now because we're in the present day. And the baby is up to having a really shitty job and living in a really shitty home and barely scraping by. And he hates this world. But he's living in a place where there's tons of gangs. He's not a part of any gang. He just knows to keep his head down, stay out of everyone's way, don't be any trouble, and you won't get hurt.
Especially because like he always talks about like how ugly he is. His character design is like he's a really short little thing with a round head, and he's like all black with big buggy eyes, right? Yeah. So it's just like he already gets a lot of shit for the way he looks. So he never really stands up for himself, and like that's why he never joins a gang. That's why he avoids any sort of conflicts. He's like the best way to survive living in this horrible place is just fucking keep your head down and fucking keep moving or whatever. Yeah.
And there are some other weirdos that don't look like regular people as well. So his friend who he lives with is this skull kid who has a flaming head. But it's just the top of his head like it's his hair, which is a really cool design. And he looks really good. They both look really good, honestly. And then they have a third friend that's just a piece of shit, literally has no personality other than being the most obnoxious piece of shit ever.
For sure. He was supposed to, at one point they said he was like a cat. And I was like, I don't know what kind of cat that is. But he's this ugly, annoying thing with like braces. And I watched it dubbed. You watched it subbed, right?
No.
You watched it dubbed, yeah?
So, sorry, big yawns. So what happened was I was going to watch it on my flights, which is you can only watch that dubbed. Turns out that on my phone, on the app that lets you download it, it's like Movies Anywhere or whatever it is. They don't allow you to change the language, so it was only in English.
That's pretty shitty. Shitty for someone who
I just wanted to watch it the way that it originally was. But yeah, the English dub was pretty good, and you could expect it to be good. They have some good voices behind it. Giancarlo Esposito. Fucking who else is in it?
They have fucking Danny Trejo.
Thank you. Yeah. Just
they have RZA, who's like the guy from Wu-Tang. He played a gangster who would recite Shakespearean poetry, who I really liked.
Yeah, he was fun.
This character, what was his name? Willie or whatever, I think.
Yeah, Willie was the rat.
He was just like
mouse
or cat thing.
Cat.
He was just
fuck him.
He was just very annoying, and he was just kind of a douchebag. And it was kind of like I guess it's supposed to make you feel like, hey, you know how we all have that friend, and
we all got that.
And then there's that one friend who's just we don't know why you hang out with him, but he's just the shitty. All you do is shit on him, but he's there.
That's me.
No, that's not you.
But who is it?
It's Eliza. I don't think it's Eliza. Is it me? Oh Christ, it's me.
You.
Oh, God.
If you can't think of it, it's you.
It's you.
That's why I said myself.
So Willie's that character, and he's just. But it's like I get it, but God, do I fucking hate him. So I watched it because I wanted to, because I like things dubbed.
I watched it out of force.
Out of force. I would say the only voice I didn't like was the Skull guy, and that's because it was voiced by Vince Staples, who's a rapper. Yeah. And I was like, and I felt like some of his lines felt very like, hey, just read this thing,
Yeah.
And there's sometimes, I think there's like 1 or 2 times in the movie where he has like a really like deep line, and it's like, oh, I fucking felt that one, But for the most part, it feels like whoever the main character was, Angelino, like I really liked his voice actor. He made me feel like, yeah, he's for sure feeling it. Like he's obviously a voice actor. And Vince Staples is like, good try, man. Maybe they should have got someone a little more experienced or whatever. But he did his thing or whatever, So anyways, these Angelino, which is the name of the main character, and Vince. Angelito. And Vince live in a shitty apartment together.
And they've got their friend Willie. And in their apartment, they have a shitload of cockroaches. Just a fucking ton of them. Lito loves them. Vince is a little bit freaked out by them. But Lito feeds them, and he has this giant-ass horde of cockroaches that are his homies. Which I thought was kind of weird and interesting.
I thought that was pretty funny. Like,
oh yeah, I liked them
because it was gross, right? And he just like, and then he asked Vince like, "Hey, have you fed the cockroaches?" I was like, "Yeah, why would you feed the cockroaches?" And he goes, "Isn't there enough shit on the ground for them to eat?" And he goes, "Oh, that's gross, dog. That's food's been on the ground." And so he's like feeding them, and they all kind of clump together, and it's like, and he's like, those are his pets, right?
Yeah.
And then he's eating the fucking cockroach snacks. He's like, "Ew, you're eating the fucking animal food." I was like, oh, it really
was fun.
It really set the precedent of like, yeah, they live in a shitty place, but they're also kind of shitty people. So like,
yeah,
the whole like, we got to get out of here is like, if you went somewhere else, people would notice that you don't belong.
Right. Also him being like, Lito being like, I can never hold a job more than 3 days. It's just like, oh, well, or 3 weeks or whatever. It's like, you should though.
And then Vince can't get a job anywhere at all because he's some sort of fire hazard.
Yeah.
It's just like, okay, so.
All right. But anyways, Lito's working his pizza delivery job, and he gets fucking trucked. He gets hit by a big ass truck because he was distracted by a cute girl on the road.
Pretty lady,
happened to all of us. And in that, he feels concussed. He goes home, and then he finds out that people are after him, and he could see shadow people now. And people's shadows, they're like tentacle monsters.
Yeah.
And these people that are after him just fucking start going for him, and they start shooting at him and whatnot, and it escalates into, oh, there's just going to be a ton of running and gunning.
And like these people who are chasing him are these suited people who are the same suited people from the beginning of the movie, right?
Yeah.
And he eludes them the first time, like he escapes them the first time on the streets, and then they kind of attack him again, but now like in his home, right? And they're like, now like police officers in these police uniforms, and he kind of goes off and just starts like fucking killing the shit out of these people, which is like, that's interesting, right? It didn't really, and I mean, you're led to believe, I guess, the concussion activated him somehow, and now he's like capable, right? Because from what we've seen, he's just kind of like a loser who can't hold a job for more than 3 weeks. And I thought that was pretty cool, the scene where he's like beating the shit out of the cops. Like,
I loved it, and the effect of like his heart lighting on fire and him being all like fired up, and his eyes
changed.
They get like starried instead of circled.
So he's able to evade the police officers, and
really cool.
And he escapes, and him and Vince leave through the sewers, and then they end up literally in like and they go to another place, and we get one of those title sequence things.
Yeah,
and they're in this gang place where like you're either green or purple, right? And he's like, and they're trying to
they're going to Willie's.
Yeah, they're trying to get out of there because Willie's somehow knows a place. Willie got them the spot to live there.
Yeah,
and he's just like, we need to get out of here. And again, the same thing happens. Bad guys show up. They find where he's at, right? And then this time the bad guys, are trying to ambush them, and then the gangsters kind of stop them. They go, "Yo, what are you doing? You're not supposed to be here. You suit." Or whatever.
I like this scene a lot.
Is it because of the Shakespeare guy? Because I really like the Shakespeare.
I like the Shakespeare guy. I just liked all the gunplay. I liked how long it went on, and this was also the first time that we really got to see some alien action and effect. So these black tentacle monster shadows. It turns out that they come out of people when they die, because they were actually these tentacle monsters in disguise. And we see a dude just get his fucking face sliced off. His head gets chopped off or something like that. It was awesome. So we got to see that in effect for the first time. A lot of gunplay. It was just a super fun scene.
Yeah. So and in this scene also we have the big bad the bad guy who's voiced by Danny Trejo, right? And he's like this big guy in his white suit. Everybody else has black suits, and he's got like these black eyes with like little red dots, pupils, right? Yeah. And he squares off with the Shakespearean gangster who is like this really big African American guy, and he's just like he just quotes Shakespeare and holds an Uzi, and they start firing at each other, and the Danny Trejo guy shoots him in the head, and he also says some Shakespeare. He goes like, you're not the only one that can quote, Shakespeare's like, oh, like what a cool little section of just like this weird fucking world or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, it was cool. Whenever they put in things like that, it's like, oh, cool. So this is the real world. This is Shakespeare. Okay. Yeah.
And I think we also, I don't know if it happened before this or right after this, but we get like a glimpse of like, there's a lot of like, luchador like stuff in the background. It just kind of
happens every once in a while because the boys, they love watching themselves some fucking wrestling.
I don't like American wrestling, but lucha libre is so cool in my opinion. I think the oddity of them wearing like these masks and the mythos behind all of it is really entertaining. And what's weird is that I bought a luchador mask when I went to Mexico the last time with Sierra, and I was like, I put it up and I didn't know how my parents would feel about it, because they're not ones to like promote violence or anything. Or fake violence. But my mom was like, oh, you got El Santo's mask? I was like, yeah. She goes, I fucking love wrestling. I was like, what? She's like, oh yeah, when I was a kid, I thought it was the coolest big old buff guys beating the shit each other. So seeing that, like, we see the boys watching wrestling on TV. We see like posters everywhere. We see like, it's just kind of plastic.
Wrestling is a part of this world.
Yeah.
Their world at least.
And we cut to a scene where like we see these wrestlers or whatever, and they're talking about something that's like they're talking about something like signs from above or something. Yeah. They're guardians. They call themselves the guardians. And it's like, it's not really clear what they are. And I thought this was kind of cool. And then they really fucked it because literally like within another scene change to go, they just tell you everything. They go, he goes, so the guardians are this. And they kind of do this like this storytelling kind of like the Aztec warriors, blah, blah, blah stuff. So like these people essentially are just here to save the world, and they wrestle for TV to keep in shape for whenever they have to save the world again. And I was like, oh, that's a cool thing, I guess. But I was like, the way you kind of told me, I feel kind of, it could have been. It's
because we hardly had any focus on them, and they realized we don't have enough time. Let's just expose.
Yeah, let's just do it. So after they escape the gang place, they like hijack an ice cream truck, and they jump over a big old creek or whatever, and they go to the taco place that they went to earlier that they kind of frequent. And they see the pretty girl that, Lino has a crush on, and he goes and confides in her, tells him his entire story. And she's like, wow, that's fucking nuts. It's crazy. And he's just like, oh, you believe me? He's like, oh yeah, it's too crazy to be made up, right?
Yeah.
And then the suits show up and rally them up and apprehend them and then we find out that,
the chick was working with them
the whole time. Yeah. And so then we see, they're in some sort of weird base, and Lino's tied up and he's hooked up some machines, and they're again telling him like what he is and what the deal is. So apparently, I guess these tentacle monsters are just these other creatures from, I don't know where, if it's the other world or whatever. I think they're aliens, right?
Yeah, I think so.
And they say, hey, yeah, we come to Earth and we feed off negativity and fucking rage and anger and stuff, and we thrive in the fucking was it like hot weather, right? And like they've infiltrated like the government and just different parts of like police forces and politicians and things to try to make global warming laws not go through or whatever to stop this climate change, right? To make sure the greenhouse effects happen, and that way they can thrive, right? And Lino's dad was one of them, and he had a relationship with his mom, and so he's a hybrid. He's half human, half whatever alien monster is.
Yeah.
And he's super powerful, and they need him to like be on board with them, and they try to brainwash him, and they use...
Why do they need this?
I don't know.
Breed?
It's not really clear why.
Yeah, exactly. And that's why the story gets fucking dumb. Yeah. It's because up until this point, you're like, well, we got a lot of stuff to learn. And then once we learn it all, we're like, we didn't have anything to learn.
Yeah. No, especially because like even Danny Trejo's character goes, yo, why don't we just fucking kill him? If he's that strong or whatever, we could just kill him, right? And he's no longer a factor. And the guy's like, no, he has to be here for some reason.
Essentially, he's just like, we only kill humans. We don't kill each other. That's what makes us so much better than humans.
It's that, and it's also, I think he also mentioned something about like, you know, he's a good example of the combination of the two species or whatever, even though he even says like, you know, mating with the human or whatever, that's something that's uncalled for. I
know, right?
Even though daughter is also half
of it.
Is also half human. It's just like, so it's just this is where the story kind of goes like, you know, oh, what are you doing here? What's going on, right?
Like, why am I supposed to care now?
Just kind of like when I said like in other shows or animes where it's like dumb things happen and you go, why did this happen? Why didn't you just do this not the smart thing? Yeah, you know, it's just like, oh, that's just some poor writing essentially, you know? So Lino gets brainwashed, gets sent back to his cell with Vince, and he's has to kill him or whatever. And I think he even like he sees it, like he does it, but it's not really him doing it, you know. And he goes like, "Oh, Vince, you gotta get out of here. I'll kill you or whatever." And somehow Vince shakes him loose of it, you know. And
friendship is what I'm gonna say, but whatever,
yeah, because they didn't really feel like, you know, they earned that or whatever.
Yeah, no, he essentially killed Vince, and then Vince actually wasn't dead because that was like a fugue state.
Yeah.
Dream thing
comes back to life, and then he's gonna choke him, and then he lets him go right before he actually kills him, right?
Yeah.
And so now Lino's using his weird powers to get out of there. In the meantime, there's like also like what's it called? Scientists who are working in this place who are helping the aliens, not by choice. They're held against their will, right? Uh-huh. To promote these things that they're doing. And the fucking wrestlers show up, bust some shit, and save one scientist at least, who is going to solve the problem and make a big rocket. And then Lino wakes up after being knocked out for 3 days. The luchadors are making this rocket and has a big old like a fucking ice symbol on it. And we're like, yeah. And you just kind of go, oh, it's gonna make stuff cold, obviously, right? Because right,
whatever, man.
Yeah. So it's really this is poorly written or whatever right here. At this point.
It's like, oh, it's all saved because they somehow made a rocket with one scientist, even though they're a bunch of fucking luchadors that don't do any science stuff.
Yeah. And then Lino, this part also threw me. Lino decides that him and Vince have to run away because they don't actually belong with these luchadors. I was like, why not? They're good guys, right? Aren't they doing...
Because, man, Lito doesn't keep a job for more than 3 weeks.
I guess that's true. So then Willie is being held up by one of the suits guy who's been kind of had his shit thwarted a few times. Like he's embarrassed, and now he's kind of has this vendetta against Lino. So he's holding Willie captive, makes Willie call Lino, or makes convince. Yeah, Lino calls Willie, Lito, whatever, calls Willie, and then fucking Willie's like, you got to come save me. And then he goes, we have to save him because he's our boy. And then Vince is like, but he sucks. Fine, let's do it or whatever. And they don't actually even save him, I feel like. I feel like the gangsters end up shooting up the house better than he does, and he just kind of runs in.
Yeah, honestly,
a helicopter falls down. The
fucking dumb.
Danny Trejo shows up. They fight. I can't remember how he dies. How he dies somehow. Oh, all the other gangsters show up and kill him. The rocket goes off.
They all just get shot up.
Yeah, and the rocket goes
freezing,
off.
The helicopter crashes.
Yeah, all the monsters. All the aliens end up freezing, like, and we even see that the president was one of these monsters, right? And then I guess we have a jump forward in time. I don't know how long it is. Was it 3 months or something like that? Yeah, whatever. And they're back at their like shitty apartment. Apparently, Vince has now gotten a job. He works at the taco place. Willie is now some sort of famous rapper or whatever, or musician. Yeah. And our main character is just writing love letters to the girl who fucking betrayed him and that he still loves, and just tell him what's going on. And he doesn't even have an address to send it to. He just kind of folds it up to fucking airplane, throws it out the window.
It wasn't even heartfelt. It wasn't introspective at all. It's like, these are the events that have happened and now we're back to normal.
Yeah. And he's just like, hey, you know, I don't even know if it's going to reach you, the girl I met or whatever. I don't have an address. Bye or whatever. Thanks. And it's just like, it just felt like, and that's how it ends, literally, right? That's how it ends.
Well, Vince is like, hey, man, what are you doing over there? Oh, just writing love letters to someone who's never going to get them. He's like, I feel that. The end.
Yeah. So the issue with that was like, I liked the way it started, obviously, right? It was like,
it was a fun start. I thought I might be really into it.
And then the story just kind of really sunk down, and it just like, it became very like, I don't know. There was
no substance. It felt like it was just watch for the animation on silent and you'll be fine.
Yeah, no, it was there was moments in the movie where I was like, wow, what a cool thing to see, right?
Yeah.
But it wasn't like, I was never, I feel like, captivated to be like, you know what, this was the most amazing thing. This is going to change my life. I'm still super excited to check out this art book because
because the art was the best thing.
Was the art and the style and like all those things. Like, so
it was fucking rad, but
it's just like, it was a rad thing with just not a good story and really poor character development.
Yeah.
And that honestly, that's all there really is to it.
That's the movie.
I know that Tripp says like, if you just skip it. I mean, it's not like it's the worst thing. We've seen worse things.
No, I'm just saying, if you're gonna watch it for free, watch it. But if you have to pay $20 for it,
I wouldn't pay money to watch this. Like, I wouldn't buy it. I know that you bought it. That's because you buy stuff, right?
Yeah,
so it's
support.
But it's for sure.
You don't have to buy this.
You don't have to buy this.
Please don't buy this.
It's for sure like an interesting thing to see, in my opinion. Just like the animation and like artworks wise, story, character development, super lacking. It's just, you know.
Yep.
And that's a bummer because it could have been, I feel like, way cooler. If this was like a show or something, you know, and it had more competent writers, I'd be really into seeing this like every week.
Super cool. I would love seeing the world. I would love to know what else happened, but parts felt rushed, and it felt like they could have focused more on characters. They could focus more on the Lucha Libre motherfuckers.
Oh yeah, or whatever this
or
love
the girl.
Oh yeah, this love bit was. You know, this fucking. Let's look into stuff. Let's just not just be like, let's just fucking gloss over stuff and then call it good. And it's like,
except for Willie, we didn't need him.
Oh yeah, he could.
He could have not been there. It would have been fine.
I feel like you could have had him there. I feel like just
tone him down.
Don't make him so horrible, right? Because
it's like episode 1 of Black Clover Asta.
Yeah. Like you and I were talking about, we all have that one friend that's like, oh, this guy kind of sucks, but he's still kind of your friend, right?
Yeah.
So you know, I feel that way. Like, yeah, I understand what they're going for, but they made him so obnoxious where I'd be like, you know what? Fuck this guy. I would never hang out with him.
Nope.
Not even a million. Like, he didn't bring anything to the table. At one point, he abandons him at the last fight. Like, you know, he's there. They come back to save him and he goes, I'm going to get out of here or whatever. And he's running away and it looks like he's going to come back, but then he just ends up running away from another thing that shows up. Like, it's like the gangsters roll up and he just runs away from them. It's like, he's not even really your boy, you know? So,
nah. Anyways, I give it a fucking 4 out of 10 for the animation.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not giving
alone. That's it. Yeah. Otherwise, I would give it like a 9. If it had a good story to back it up, the animation was fucking clean. Yeah. It was great. But
I like the way it looked. And the animation. If you had for rating all of it together, it's like a 5 in my opinion. Honestly, like
4 or 5. That makes sense.
It could have been way better. I don't regret watching it. I'll tell you that. I don't regret that art book. I still don't regret that art book.
No reason to regret that. What if it was so fucking cool?
What if I open it just all blank pages?
Big regrets.
Or if it's just like 3/4 of it is just like how they designed Willie. That would be a real kick in the crotch, right?
Hey, things that aren't a kick in the crotch. Remember those giveaways that we talked about? Go down in the description. You get some free Pokemon shit. You get some free video game shit. It's gonna be dope. We're going for it. You got a week. You got a week for both. Both end on the 29th, right?
I think mine might be a little longer.
Juan doesn't have any set planned for his. He decided he was going to funnel it in here. Mine? What do you fucking mean mine? That's ours, baby.
Ours does. Mine doesn't. We'll figure it out.
Toast beads.
Yeah, so, you know, anyways, look out for that stuff on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and, you know, fucking win some free stuff. It's kind of crazy when people hit us up and they go, oh, man, I can't believe I won. I was like, well, yeah, you signed up.
Well, I can't believe it either.
They signed up.
Out of all the people, it was you?
They signed up. All you have to do is sign up. I mean, if no one signs up and you're the only guy that signs up, you're going to win.
Yeah, but it's always like hundreds of people.
Hundreds of thousands of people. Probably not that many.
Fucking wild. No, it's not that many. It's like 12.
No, it's for sure more than 12.
It's either 2,000 or 12. What do you want me to say?
I think it's somewhere in between there.
All right, cool. Well,
so apparently I don't know what we're doing next week. We'll have to talk about that, right?
Abyss?
Maybe, I guess.
Maybe in Abyss.
But we'll always find something to talk about. We rarely have no topic.
Yeah, that's true.
Right? We never just show up.
We showed up and been like, all right, today we're just talking.
I mean, we talk all the time, but we never just show up and go, yeah, I got nothing, boys. What if we do? Oh, that'd be so bad.
Fucking great.
Shortest episode ever.
April Fool's Day. We gotta mark that on your calendar.
Okay, guys. So if you like our logo, hit up AaronFrom TurbyTops.com.
Oh, man, yeah.
If you like our theme song, check out Tom Master on SoundCloud and YouTube. Or check him out in Ohio, where he's fucking living it up big time.
Playing jams.
Trip, where can we find us?
You can find us on Facebook. Look up the Instant Ramen Podcast. If you want to find us on Instagram, also look up the Instant Ramen Podcast. If you want to tweet at us, tweet at Instant Ramen Pod.
Podcast didn't fit.
And you could shoot us an email, instantRamenPodcast@gmail.com. Don't forget about the giveaways. And I love you guys. I'm so happy that you listened to this episode about motherfuckers with us.
Yeah. So, I had a good time. This is Bye from Juan.
I'll see you around from Chris.
Hey, Trip, don't forget.
Just add hot water.